Let's talk about the Retevis RB19p. This is a FRS and GMRS radio. It has a nice belt clip, a good size push to talk button. It has USB-C and a headphone jack. It's got your FCC information and model information on the sticker there. And when I first saw these, I thought this was a almost an alloy type, but it is plastic. But it's a really nice filling unit. And as you can see, only 3 buttons, so it is very bare bones. This is intended for simple use. This is a radio that you would take out of the box and get to talking with your family and friends, or whoever else is using these. I'm going to jump on over to the other camera so we can see less of me and more of these. All right, again, here is the Retevis RB19p. It operates with FRS and GMRS. It has a nice clear screen. See, there's volume control up and down. And also it will indicate what channel you're on. This is channel 1. The H is not for channel. It is for channel high 1. So we're in high power. Hit this button once and now we can change channels. And you'll notice when we get to a low power channel, it will change to CL, channel low power number 9. So that tells you your power indicator and your channel all right there. So I believe channel 15 starts the GMRS channels. It goes up to 30 where it has some repeaters. If you have a Windows 11 machine, computer, beware that right now the programming software cable is not working with Windows 11. I reached out to Retevis about this, and this is the programming software. It looks pretty familiar if you've ever programmed some other Baofeng radios or such. You got your read from radio, you got your write to radio. You could change some information. This is the biggest gripe that I hear over and over about the current models of FRS or GMRS radios that's coming out to market is the PL tones, privacy tones, CT, DCS, decode tones, whatever you might want to call them, be randomly put into these radios. And to change them, you're going to need to access the programming software. A lot of people would prefer to go here and select off. That way it's compatible with every other FRS or GMRS radio out on the market. Now there is a purpose for this, and I heard somebody say it maybe in another one of their videos or during a live or just on the web, but I heard it somewhere. Credit to whoever said it. The example was that when they give one of these radios to their child and they don't want to risk their child hearing a bunch of hoobla hobla, then they would set a PL tone, you know, don't want them to hear some vulgarness or something. That way they would only hear the parties that they were intended to, parent to child, family to child, whatever. And maybe you just yourself don't really care to hear maybe some of the other traffic if you're in a area where there's more FRS or GMRS traffic. You could blank that out. This is not going to set your transmissions to private. This would only keep you from hearing other people's transmission. But the downside to that is if you were in a group and there was a mixed match of brand of radios, then your tone may not match their tone or lack of tone. Either way, if you have a tone set on yours for receive, you're not going to hear them and you're going to think your radio's broke. So I did reach out to Retevis about the software, and they sent me a download link to a generic or to a driver for the Prolific chipset, and my computer did recognize that driver as being good. But now when I go to read to radio or read from radio and I click the OK button, the program just locks up. It never does anything more than what you see it doing now. So I will need to try and do this on maybe a Windows 7 machine or whatever was before, Windows 10 or something, but it's not currently at this time of recording working. I'm sure to get it worked out. I've tried and tried and tried. So just be aware of that. The audio on the Retevis RB19 is, I think, great audio. Coming out of a radio this size is awesome. I'll hold one up to the mic. Maybe you can hear it. This is audio coming from the Retevis FRS GMRS RB19 handheld radio. This is low volume. So me and my youngest, we did a little range test. A lot of vegetation. There's a lot of trees and hills around me. So we'll get to that video and see the range test. Can you hear me now?
I can still hear you.
Pretty good. Hello. Starting to lose you, I guess. Alright, I'm at the crazy intersection. Turn around, coming back.
Okay, your voice is lighter and there's more static.
Well, I had it far away from my mouth, but roger that.
Okay.
Down in these low spots, you barely can hear me. When I come up on the hill, you start to hear me better. Be able to hear me just fine.
Yeah, I can hear you just fine right now.
Yeah, a lot of the trees and stuff too.
I would say so.
Alright, I'm quit the video now. So that was me driving in the truck, inside the vehicle, talking on the radio back to him. He had house, camper, trees, hills in between us and him. I thought that was fairly good range for radio putting out less than 3 watts. I can't measure the power even if I had an adapter because the antenna is not removable on these models. That's just the way it is. It is a non-removable antenna. But the screen looks great. There's your USB-C charging port and your headphone jack. There's a closer look at your push to talk. I've had these radios for a couple weeks now, and I've had one on for a couple of days without any recharging. Haven't recharged either one of them. So the radio has a scanning feature as well. I am unable to test that because when I do it, you're supposed to hold down the left key, left arrow, and it activates the alarm. So this key is not programmed to do scan. If I do this one, it's just a monitor. Breaks the squelch. So evidently the programming software, you could set those keys to do different functions. Also, we have NOAA weather radio by just short pressing the power button. And you can choose your NOAA weather radio frequencies like that. Now, the way this radio is currently set up, I don't know if there's options to change it or not, but once I tune in to a NOAA transmitter, I hear just about a half a second to 1 second of transmission, and then it squelches out. That is putting it into a weather alert mode. If you wanted to listen to it, you could hold down. You do have a VOX voice operated transmit. Now it's on. Hello. Hello. There's the Vox working. Voice operated transmit. So your radio will come with a nice little instruction booklet. It's got some information on the features, and then it's got your channel list and the tones and all that that's set to it. So if you got another radio, even in my situation where I can't use the programming software on my Windows 11 machine at the moment, I can still take another radio that has adjustable PO tones and I can set it to those parameters, and I can still talk back and forth between 2 different brand radios. Right there, output power less than 3 watts. This is a pretty good radio. What it's made to do, this is a good radio. The audio is clear and very understandable coming out of it. It has decent range for these types of radios. It's what I expect. It's got a very clear to see display even in the bright sunlight. They feel good in your hand, and they're slim to where they can go in your pocket or a pack, wherever you want to put them. They're not going to take up a lot of space. The antenna doesn't come off, but it's stubby, so it doesn't take up a lot of space either. If you're looking for radios to throw in your bag, go on a trip, throw in your pocket, waterproof bag, whatever you need to take these on, I think these are a good thing to look at because of their size and their function. They function and they're small. They're just a little over a Baofeng tall, but they're a whole lot slimmer. So that gives y'all an idea with the Baofeng measurement there. Appreciate you coming by the video. I think there'll be another video you'd like to see right over here in 73.